200. I can't believe what I just said. 109 films from Happy to Where Someone's Dead. I can't believe it's number 200. From WB to Disney to Paramount to Universal. How I Love Lady Terminator. 100th was Muppets Wizard of Oz. Alone, KD, and also with K. Scoob ruined my freaking day. Some I've been very bored, like King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. 100 Girls. Surf School and Fart the Movie. Dramas, rom-coms, action, and Sausage Party. I can't believe it's happening to me. My production levels have dropped significantly. No Windows Movie Maker and not monetized, sadly. Reviews, which were originally from text to speak, and coming ups, which I dropped immediately. Thank you if you've watched all 199. Let's just start the review.
Get it done.
Hey everyone, this is a special review, and you know what that means. Mocktail!
Mocktail, fake cocktail?
Yeah.
Give me it.
You know, a better YouTube channel would have opened it before.
Okay, which one is this?
This is sangria.
Sangria.
Grape and orange juice from concentrate.
You have to only take a little and let it breathe. You don't take too much. Here. You don't take too much. Okay, that's enough. Enough! You don't take much. Real grapey. Oh, I thought we were going to... Well, it's kind of useless now. Kind of fizzy going down.
So we're reviewing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And this is part 1 because you didn't think we'd give you the entire review in one clump, right? Nope, it's going to be divided over 2.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Is there really?
Yes. Okay, Sgt. Pepper was in the armed forces, and he earned a medal, and he had a band.
Then he died.
Well, he didn't die right away, so they played...
He eventually died.
They played some songs. He went back to his hometown. Then they had the war again, through the Roaring 20s, through swing, whatever, big band, whatever. And then when he died, he gave Billy his medal. So that, and the instrument stayed in his hometown so that Billy could one day revive Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
So now they're kind of like a tribute band, kind of like in the same way A-Teens was an ABBA band.
So, spoiler alert, it's the Bee Gees that are Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band right now.
I do want to say, for singing Beatles songs, they have really bad British accents.
I told you. Remember what I told you?
I know it's a joke.
When the British sing, when the Australians sing, they sound almost American. Yay!
It's more of a joke that I think George Burns is the only character in this movie.
He's the mayor of the hometown. So,
And we're an hour in, and he's the only character that speaks.
well, yeah, but yeah, pretty much.
Everyone
So
else...
we've met Colonel Mustard, very nasty guy, who took over the hometown and just turned it into...
He biffed from Back to the Future 2'd it.
Okay. Then we had Maxwell, who was a doctor, and his silver hammer.
That was probably the...
Steve Martin. That was
Okay.
pretty smart.
I'm
Then,
not... Wait,
The
hold
strawberry
on.
herself.
I'm not knocking the Beatles, and I'm not knocking the Bee Gees.
Well, it's a musical.
But his scene was like the only scene that felt like it was... like, it was...
It was made for him.
It felt like it had life. Everyone else...
like Colonel Mustard.
Everyone else...
The mean guy.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a video game with him part of the time.
Well, yeah, because he's got this
Big
this
screen.
Which Strawberry herself makes it all
Fields
the way.
forever.
She makes it all the way to Los Angeles.
Because
To get them-
she's with the band. Is she with the band?
No, she's in love with Billy, the lead singer.
Then, okay, so this movie is not the best at giving characters names.
Yeah.
We're an hour in, and so far, what? There's 3 characters that have definitive names?
No, the whole band had names. Remember? There
No,
was
individual
Billy.
names.
Yeah, Billy.
Okay.
BD for Big Dog Records, Capitol Tower Records, not Capitol Tower Records, Colonel Mustard, and Maxwell,
And,
the mayor,
yeah, and Lucy.
Lucy and the Diamonds.
Hey, wait. If Lucy is in this movie, does that mean Drew's going to be in the movie as well?
No,
Ah.
wrong Lucy. Okay.
Is Charlie Brown going to be in this movie?
No.
0. If you have ever visited Dollywood, you'd know her favorite animal is the butterfly. If you don't like veggie burgers or fries, and if you don't like avocado on rye, eat banana cream pie. Eat banana cream pie. Banana cream pie. Banana cream pie. If your life isn't going so great, if your boss is a jerk, if they give you a key lime pie, it's time to have a pie fight. used to be a kid and watch TV. But if you do 100 chores a day and you run out of time to watch true crimes, eat banana cream pie. Banana cream pie. It's so good, that's why.
We're getting a lot of weather out there.
0 out of 10 stars.
No, you had, oh God, who was all in there? Steven Tyler,
Yeah, I know. Those
Earth,
were
Wind, and Fire.
those.
They're different members that play with the band with different songs. Billy Preston, wasn't he in there?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was playing the drums at one point in the one song. So now,
Joe Cocker.
so now what they're
She
doing,
didn't remember that John Belushi.
but Joe Cocker was not there.
Well, the song I Get By With a Little Help from My Friends.
Yeah, he took it from the Beatles.
Oh. She forgot that John Belushi did it on SNL, so when one of them was doing it, I was like, man, this is a terrible John Belushi impression.
Yep. So right now, Strawberry made it to Los Angeles. She made it to Tower Records. She got them and said, we have to get the instruments back to the hometown. So that's what they're in the process of doing right now.
The beginning was kind of like a rags to riches story. Now it's kind of like a Scooby-Doo story.
Getting the mystery solved.
Complete with a van.
Yeah, Colonel Mustard's van. Okay, so should we move on?
A problem I have with this movie is that I understand it's a musical, but it'd be nice if some of the other
Characters talked?
or we knew their names.
Well, that's sometimes at the musical you don't get a lot of talking.
Mamma Mia, you learned their names.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you going to go into all of them that you learn their names?
Grease, you learned the names.
Okay. But this, they're reenacting the album. So there really isn't that much. Okay?
I'm trying to think, what other musicals do we have? High School Musical, we learned their names.
Okay. Wrap it up, because we've got another hour to get through.
I feel like I haven't seen Cats, but I imagine we would have learned their names in that.
No, there was
Strange Magic, we learned their names.
Okay, time out. Let's go back to the movie, get this done with. Yay!
Okay, see ya for the conclusion.
Part two.
See you for part 2.
Part
In the
2.
meantime, another song! Yes, my annoying voice. Bye! In the town where I was born lived a man who sailed to sea. What about people who live in Louisville? Offensive to people from Kentucky. So we sailed to the sun till we found the sea of green. Wouldn't that be toxic slime? Is this Fantastic? Don't touch it! We all live in a yellow submarine. How are we supposed to all fit in a submarine? There's over 7.7 billion people in this world. That's at least 18 million acres for 100 square feet. Will that include prisoners aboard? How about cannibals or people who are bores? You're not going to answer any of these questions, are you? No. You want to live in a yellow submarine. What about people that can't afford a submarine? How can you build theme parks in a yellow submarine? Who's going to finance this submarine? So you want lunatics and criminals to live in a submarine. And why does it have to be yellow? Why not green, or orange, or blue, or purple, or red? Yellow is offensive to people who are colorblind. As we live a life of ease, every one of us has all we need. You're implanting us with chips. Sky of blue and sea of green. In our yellow submarine. As opposed to a yacht, we're supposed to live in a yellow submarine. How much food can we really grow? What are you going to do about the oxygen? Who's going to be the leader of the submarine? How fast will Wi-Fi be in the submarine? A basic submarine is at least 12 grand. And what about the animals? Yeah, who's gonna pay for this submarine? Didn't think about this stuff, did you?
Oh.
Welcome back to
Part 2.
as we continue on with Sergeant.
See that?
Oh wait.
Wait. So in the second part, we got to see Aerosmith, Earth, Wind and Fire, Billy Preston.
Billy Preston was Billy Preston the black guy?
Yep, the Weather Vane.
Okay.
He was at the end though. But Earth, Wind and Fire were pretty good too. So they came up with an idea.
I would argue.
Well, first, no, let's discuss the movie. So what had happened in the second part is they had all the instruments but one, and they needed to get that one so the hometown of Heartland could be back to normal and everything.
Sadly, because they were looking for the instruments, the company, Big Dog Records, they were kind of going down.
Yeah, because Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was not performing concerts anymore or doing appearances, so they were losing money. So
so they had to cancel a lot of
tours
or a lot
concerts.
Concerts, yeah.
So they were going back. There was going to be, to get Heartland back to normal, they were going to do a
benefit concert. Which included like Aerosmith as the villain or the villain band.
Well, that was after they stole her, Strawberry Fields.
Which
they kidnapped her.
I don't know if it's just I don't hate women and I don't hate female remixes, but I I don't think the women in this movie were extremely were the best choices for singers for some of these songs.
I don't know. I don't think they did all that bad. I'm sure
They
they
didn't. They
I'm sure they heard from a lot of people to be in this. So
I would argue they didn't have like they didn't. I don't know what the term is, charisma or they didn't have charisma. Meanwhile, like Steve Martin when he did Maxwell Silver Hammer, he did have charisma to like
well, because he had
go over the top with it.
Maxwell Silverhand. You know, he had a
And
song.
Billy Preston,
Mm-hmm. Get back.
like you maybe it's because maybe I just wanted it to be a little more fantastic than it was like being more of like a weirder, insane
Well, when
world.
was this produced?
78, I think.
I'm looking. 1 hour 52 minutes.
Let me look and talk.
The second hour of the movie was a lot
78.
better than the first.
Hmm.
So a lot of people wanted to be involved with this. You could tell at the end.
Oh yeah, Cameo City.
Yeah.
That's the other song. The other song at the end where what was the name of that song?
They just sang Sgt. Pepper's.
Okay. That was those two songs back to back were kind of like a good capper
Get Back and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Cuz when
Get Back.
let's spoil it.
So all the bad guys turn
into like
religious.
I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if this came out before A-Bar, the first Black Superman movie,
I don't know.
because that was in that movie, and like it was like the black. It was him taking like a black or taking like replacing malt liquor or something with a bottle of milk.
I don't know.
By doing Justice Dare, like
I don't know.
yeah, this movie does have a death.
She sacrificed, yeah.
I imagine, was this based on real life?
It was based on the album.
So,
The songs on the
Okay.
album.
so they didn't have to kill her.
She sacrificed for it.
Yeah, but I mean, she was
No,
already
they didn't
captured.
have to kill her.
Yeah.
But then they did the song, I read the paper, so they tied it into
I do
that.
not know a lot of Beatles songs, so I was like, I'm just guessing these are all Beatles songs. There's one where Aerosmith was singing, and I was like, is this an Aerosmith song or a Beatles song?
Beatles song. And Earth, Wind, and Fire did an excellent job on that song, too.
All I could think was like Spill when they were talking about the movie The Last Airbender. It was about the main character, the Avatar, and it was like he was enslaved. They were enslaving the band Earth, Wind, and Fire. And they were saying like that would have been a lot cooler. Serpentine fire.
And they were in the regular costumes and what they wore at the concerts and that Earth, Wind, and Fire were in. So that was pretty cool.
I do like how there was like throughout this movie there was little glimpses of like fantasy when they had the video like in Fast Forward.
Oh.
But
Or in after he lost Strawberry Fields and he's walking the long and winding road, how he's glimpsing back at what they had.
that's
and
not
everything.
fantasy.
I know. You talked about fantasy, and I said yes, and they also did this.
Oh, another one was when they jumped into that hot air balloon in like regular costumes, and then when they
They
came
bent
out,
down and whoo!
and then bam, they were like in. I thought they were in like superhero outfits.
No, they were in very shiny um, jet. You know, the old fashioned jet people. You know.
How I think I would have made this movie, and sorry people, sorry fans, I might have maybe cut a few of the songs or cameos.
I don't think they wanted to cut the
And
songs. They wanted to do
maybe-
everything on the album.
And maybe had some talky dialogue, or maybe made some of the songs like more comedic, like they did with Maxwell Silverhammer, or
I don't think they were more comedic. Though.
or like they kind of did with When I'm 64.
Yeah, she didn't want anything to do with
Like she was tied up, and it's like,
Colonel Mustard. Professor
will
Mustard.
you still love me? Will you still need me? When I'm 64.
No.
And then it went into like a weird. It went into like what, a future thing where it's like she's singing it to him.
I didn't think that.
Yeah, it was. She was singing.
I didn't catch that then.
She was singing When I'm. Okay.
Oh yes, when they were on top of the bus outside.
Yeah, and they were being chased in a hot air balloon.
And she was like tied up. She couldn't go anywhere.
It's.
And then the other two, that the limousine driver that didn't like the agent for the band.
Yeah, it got replaced with like
But then-
a taxi or something.
But then she saw all the money. It wasn't his money, it was the city's money. And then they were going to steal Colonel Mustard's.
That's something I need. That's something I need to bring up. Now we all know what a U.S. dollar bill is, but seriously, the dollars in this look like the size of a DVD case.
Not as thick, just tall, wide.
Yeah, and I was like, was money that big in 1978?
Well, they wanted to show that they were making money.
No offense, Kay, but I think you would know a little bit more about 1978 than I would.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd say if you're curious, or if you're a fan of musicals, or
Fan
even
of
if
the Beatles.
or the Bee Gees, or maybe not so much if you're a fan of Aerosmith, because you won't listen to their songs.
Peter Frampton played the part of Billy. You had Aerosmith in there. You had Steve Martin, of course, and the other guy, Colonel Mustard, I forget who he was.
Oh, Bonnie Raitt.
Bonnie Raitt was in there. And who was Lucy? I forgot who played Lucy. It was like,
Was she a
really?
singer?
Yeah. I was like, wow. I didn't picture that right away.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Let's just say she's played by Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
No.
Okay,
Okay, stop. It had it at the end. I don't think it'll have it on here. Bee Gees, Steve Martin, Peter Frampton, George Burns, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, Billy Preston, Earth, Wind and Fire.
come on, talk
I know,
about the
I'm
movie.
just looking through here. George Burns. Songs
I got an aunt, people, if that's why you're wondering.
Songs by John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and then Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
They did that a couple times.
So anyway, would you recommend people see?
Well, the second part of it brightened it up for me.
Yeah.
So
Ironically,
I don't know,
it took a death to make the movie a little more action-packed.
I don't know if, I would say if you're a fan of the Beatles and you like the movie Queen, that they did.
You mean Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody, yes. And
if you're a
other
fan
movies,
of movies like Mamma Mia, this is very different.
yeah, there's not much
That
talking.
has more talking.
There's narration by George Burns, and that's about it.
Yeah,
So,
he's about the only one that doesn't
Talks.
sing.
right.
Or does more than just singing.
But Sergeant Pepper did fight in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back to, what was the city again? Pleasant Town, or what was it? I forget. I just thought of it, and then now I just like went out the brain.
Main Street USA. Let's just say that.
Well, they
Anyway,
had the gazebo in the middle, and you know how it was actually like Gilmore Girls downtown.
okay, so they're in Stars Hollow, Connecticut.
But
It takes place
anyway.
in Connecticut, right?
But anyway,
Okay.
if you're into a lot of the Beatles music, then go ahead.
Join us next, and
What is next?
this one is from our DVD collection. I don't know if are we gonna upgrade this?
I
No?
don't know. We'll have to let your father watch it.
Okay. You mean the big guy?
The big guy, yeah.
Join us next time when, well, let's take a look at another movie from our DVD collection.
Oh, wow. Good.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.